I have three channels.
Okay.
Two for women, English and Spanish, and one for men in English.
So you're fluent in Spanish?
Yeah, 100%. So I like to think that I have a pretty good understanding of both sexes, and that's my job, you know. Europe, the women there are more direct. They fuck you, but when you say you want to fuck a woman, that's very intimidating. You know, you want to be more feminine about it, more indirect. It makes them think, does he want me, does he not want me? But when you say that you want sex, you pretty much pop the bubble. It's not exciting no more. You know, so it's kind of like, no, make them wonder, make them think. Make them try to understand what's in your head. But if you say what you want, you really ruined it. Women like puzzles to solve, you know? For hookups, it's less efficient. Because when we think about hookups, we think about approaching them in the streets and approaching them at a bar or club. It's not that efficient because their defenses are up already. Their friends are around them, and you're not the first one who's done it. The best way is the long-term game. For example, the best way to become attractive for most guys is just be good at something. Be good. It could be fucking being good at jacking off. It could be being good at fucking making videos, being a good artist, being a good chess player. If you're good at something, somebody's gonna fuck you, right? So let's just say you're an artist. Go around, if you're a good artist, surround yourself around people who are not artists. All of a sudden you have a special gift. But if you're around other artists, then you gotta be the best artist. And that's something that you can work on if you focus. Now, let's just say you're at school. The way to get a woman's attention is just shut the fuck up and get the best grades. And have study groups. Because if you're the one with the best grades, and you're the one having the study groups, people are gonna follow you. And women follow leaders, and men do too, you know? It's a non-gimmicky way to become more attractive, you know?
Now, what do you think is some common mistakes that guys make when it comes to dating women?
That they go for the shortcuts. They go for big muscles. They go for the external. In other words, they don't analyze why some guys have women. They just look at the external. Oh, he's ugly. How the fuck is he ever gonna get that girl? Maybe he's the director of the theater group, and he's like the best actor who just so happens to be ugly. You know? Like, it's when you see an ugly guy with a hot girl, it's one, he got really lucky, and you can't count on that. Or two, he's good at something, and you just don't know it by his looks. You know? So the mistakes that guys make is that they don't surround themselves, because women meet other men in social circles, right? And a lot of guys don't know how to, a lot of guys are lonely, so they don't know how to create that social circle. It's very simple. Find what you're good at and do it with other people. If you're an artist, don't draw alone, draw with a group. If you're a musician, don't play alone, go to a jamming session. And if you're the best musician, which is something you can work on if you practice. I mean, it's inevitable. Somebody's gonna like you. But don't hit on them. Just go for the music and do not hit on the women. Because as soon as you hit on them, they'll see the agenda. Plan the long term. Plan to not even talk to people. Just keep going. Over time, people will get comfortable with you. They're like, wow, he doesn't talk, but he's really good. What's up with him? You get what I'm saying? Yeah, it's more the natural way.
Now, you just got back from Mexico.
Yeah.
What is the difference between Mexican women and American women?
Oh, Mexican women are more open to sex. Mexican women are more open to sex for a few reasons. One, feminism, and two, trauma, sexual trauma. A lot of women there get molested, raped. So when you have a sexual trauma, you tend to try to fix your trauma through more of what traumatized you. So you tend to see women have more sex there. And it's because they've just been traumatized. No thank you. You know, like they'll do more things for you because it's like if you see a girl, like a lot of prostitutes being raped. Now, why is that? Because trauma causes them to be overly sexual or non-sexual at all. There's no middle ground. You get what I'm saying? So you have that there, and the women there are more feminine in terms of they want you to pay for things. And you can even say sexual kinks come from trauma. I mean, like a woman who likes the rape fantasy, which is more than you think, it makes me wonder what happened. And it's not to condescend, it's more out of curiosity. But there is natural things, there are some universal things. Some women like their butts being spanked, their hair pulled a little bit. Like, it's almost like some humans have common characteristics, and then you deviate. Some women like shit. Some women like being spit. Some women like being came in their face. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? So there are some general things, but it's better to have sex with the girl and find out yourself. You know, and literally by her saying no, you'll notice. But I'm not the sex expert though. I don't specialize in sex. I can help you get there. You know.
Now let's talk about compliments.
Yeah.
A lot of people out there are saying don't compliment a woman randomly on the street. Some people say compliments are great. Where do you stand on that?
It depends on the woman, right? Some women need validation. Oh, and it depends how attractive she is to you, right? If she finds you attractive, the same compliment hits different as opposed to if a homeless guy says it.
Yes.
So it all depends on how much she likes you, which will change her reaction to you. Now, I don't recommend you complimenting a woman on her looks. If you randomly met her, I will go on her style, on her vibe. Compliment a woman based on something that she worked on, not what she was born with. But if you're talking and dating a woman and you're on a date with her, I would prefer just compliment her once in a date and that's it. Like, because you want her to fish for compliments. And that's a good sign if she's fishing for compliments.
But not on the street, though.
It just varies. Like there are very hard and set rules. It's better to compliment her on her style. Women focus more on that, you know, because when she leaves, she knows what she wore. So it's good to hear that she made a good decision.
You know, it's interesting you say like it depends on who's complimenting you, and you go off the homeless example, but what I'm hearing a lot from women is age. If an old dude is doing it, they don't want to hear it. If it's a young guy that's doing it, that's acceptable.
Again, some women don't like young guys. Some women like old dudes. You know, some women, and also it depends on how the old guy dresses. You could look stylish at an older age, right? Now, if you're an older guy and you want to get younger women, I don't recommend you approaching in the streets. I recommend you be a leader, be a manager, be a boss, be the best artist, the best musician, be the best at something. And some women will project a fatherly projection on you, you know? But the key to having that projection is for you to not be a fucking goofball. Be a serious father. Be somebody who's serious. Be somebody who's nice, but doesn't put too much pressure. Because when you think of like a dad or like a boss, bosses who are good at what they do, they don't joke around too much with you. They just tell you, you're even a little intimidated by them, right? So you want to give up that vibe so that they can have that projection. Who cares, man? Live your life. You know, like as long as they're not harassing women. And look, it's so easy to call it harassment when it's not. You know how many women say, I wish I could get approached by a nice guy for once? And when it happens, they don't like it. They don't know what they want. It's because they don't like the guy. That's why they don't want it. Most of the time, they don't like the guy. Or they already have a social circle. So, I don't care, man. Just do what you want to do. You gotta understand, it's a very PC world. And it's very anti-men in terms of their nature. You know, like male nature is, we're in an era where it's actually a negative thing. Understand, there's always cycles. It's gonna go back to being good. But right now, we're in the lower era. So, you know, so yeah, it doesn't look good. But those people who judge you are, one, jealous that they don't have the courage to do that. Or two, they're mad that they're sort of like breaking the system in a way, you know? But they're not really, it's like, I don't know, I think it's just anti-men. And I don't say that all the time. I don't say anti-men because I'm not a victim, you know? The standards have lowered. Right now, it's a shift. Women are in power in terms of morality. And so we gotta play the game. We can't resist it. You gotta play the game right and not do it or be sneaky about it. For example, like I had a girl who came up to me as I was drawing, got my number, we drew each other, right? And I got her Instagram. But then she would post photos with her friends. And I would hit up her friends because they were cute. A few months later, I was like, hey, and she was like, hey, I heard you were harassing my friends. I'm like, bitch, I banged your friend. What are you talking about? I'm not harassing. If you call that harassment, go ahead. But it's more about them protecting their friends. It's almost condescending. It's like, you don't think your friend can make a good choice? You know, it's almost like the dad who don't, it's like, you know how parents don't give women a lot of liberty? And you call that sexist? It's the same sexism. You know, you gotta protect your friend. Now, mind you, yes, you got to. Because we're the predators, quote unquote, right? We're the one that are looking for them. But at the same time, it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like it's almost stereotype. It's almost like discrimination. You know what I'm saying, in a way, you know. But you know how many times a guy has said, "Bro, she liked my photo. She wants to suck my dick." Bro, women do that to get you to chase them. I don't care how many photos you like. I don't care how many times you respond to my stories. If you don't go out with me, that means shit to me. And she has her own personal agency to tell her friends, no, I like him. That's how it works, bro. And the funny thing is that you believe that they are taking that decision from her. You're falling for it. Oh, if she wants to go out with me, she'll come up to me and say, hey, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? I am not going to validate that woman who just rejected me. That's a sign that you're a loser. You know, like a lot of pickup guys tell you to double text a girl, to go up to her again. Bro, women, once they make their decision, it's over. Women don't change their minds. Men do, but men change their minds because of their dicks. Women don't change their minds.
Alright, now what about, like, let's say,
I mean, just don't look like a bum. It also depends on your status. If you're good at something and your field doesn't require it, you get away with it. It's always good to go on the side of dressing nice, you know, but it's almost like it's 10%. 10%. You know, one of the laws of power is dress like a king to be treated like a king, from Robert Greene, you know. I mean, it makes a difference when you see a woman dressed in a certain way. The way women dress is so transformative. Don't you notice that?
yes. And the makeup too.
Everything. It's a trend, but it works on them more than us. Women's fashion matters more for them than us. You know,
Especially a woman with tight pants.
but it depends what your type is. If you're somebody, you see, people are attracted to their opposite. So if you're somebody that dresses stylish, you're gonna like a girl who dresses grungy. Look at Elon Musk. Look at his girlfriend. Right? She's like an alien looking. And he's like super polite. If a woman dresses polite and nice, she's gonna want a Jimi Hendrix type of guy. They want the opposite, you know?
Online dating, what are your thoughts?
If you're ugly and short, don't do it. I'm sorry, just don't do it. Your self-esteem is gonna go down. I don't care what people tell you. Or get famous. If she gives you her Instagram, she don't like you. Okay? It's that simple. She don't like you or she don't trust you. Either way, she don't like you. So, but still go for it. I would recommend 7 days and call her. Call her. So if you meet her on a Friday, on a Tuesday, and you want to go out with her on a Friday, hit her up on a Wednesday or Tuesday, 3 days in advance before the date. You get what I'm saying? So, and when you do call her, if she doesn't pick up, send her a text and say, call me back when you get the time. It's Alex. And if she doesn't call you back, she don't like you. She saw that. If she picks up, talk to her for 15 minutes, get to know her, and then set up a date. Because a lot of women would text you when they don't like you. Rarely do they talk to you when they don't like you. You know? It's all about you not wasting your time. Yeah, ask her out. Yeah, 100%. There's no need. She knows what you want. Go for it. You know, they're not stupid. They act dumb, but they're not. That's why they're smarter. If a woman says that, just say, hey, let's slow down, girl. You know, let's take one step at a time. Because if you do that, it shows that you're in control of the pace. It shows power. You know? Like when a woman says that, she might be trying to trick you, bro. So if she brings up sex, just say, let's slow it down, because it shows that you have control. That's attractive. But don't make a big deal out of it. You're only making a big deal out of it because she's a girl. If she's your friend, you wouldn't make a big deal out of it. There's no formula, you know? They're right. It takes a few exchanges. 2 or 3, you know? It's like when you meet a dude. You can tell if you like the dude as a person in a few seconds, you know? But women's perceptions are different than ours. So I don't know. I don't know. Bro, just if you don't have a lot of time, go within 1 minute. Because she already judged you. She already knows if she's annoyed or not. But if you notice that she doesn't have a lot of time, do the same shit. But if you have time, a quick 3-minute, 5-minute conversation just to get some simple facts about each other is good. You know, don't go any further than that.
You can write that in there.
That's the problem, is that pickup guys think that they can change a woman's mind when their mind is already made up. You know. Oh, thank you. This was on camera. This was just gave me her number.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Just like that. Yeah.
You have that happen to you a lot?
No.
She didn't even say anything to you?
Nah, she just gave me her number.
No conversation, no nothing.
I'm gonna give her a call.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna call her today, actually, because that took balls. You gotta reward that shit.
Yeah.
But still, even though you never know, because this could just be a spur of the moment.
Yeah.
Don't put your hopes up. You know what I'm saying? I would never put my hopes up on that.
Was she your type?
Hell yeah, she's cute. Yeah, I saw her a few times.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, I saw her a few times.
You made some eye contact?
Yeah, she saw me. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes, now, so you said it takes you several times to read the lines, right?
A few seconds.
Yeah, a few seconds, okay.
I mean,
Now,
it's all about, when you say vibe, it's more about chemistry.
right.
And if you see it from that perspective, you can understand that because you feel chemistry with people.
Right.
You know? Eye contact, her fingering herself. Nah. It's a little too much. I'll be intimidated by that. Just eye contact and smiling. Women will not give you any more than that. What are they gonna do? Say like, nah, they don't do that. Like, they just go the subtle way. If you don't have the balls, or if you don't have the social intelligence to see it, she won't go up to you. Social intelligence is natural, but it takes, like walking, you gotta learn how to walk. Social intelligence is all about self-awareness. Once you understand yourself, you're gonna understand other people. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about self-awareness and also the willingness to learn. You gotta have the desire and the need to learn it. Or else, people are too selfish, they're too self-consumed. They want too many things. When you want something, you stop thinking about the other. You know, so it's kinda like you gotta learn to observe other people. But before that, you gotta observe yourself, you know? So, it's more about a sensitivity to human nature. And if you don't have social intelligence, the best book I recommend is called The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. It'll teach you that. Get good at something. Get good at something. Because a lot of the famous people are awkward, but they get girls. Just get good at something. Socializing is not your natural thing. Because when you're good at something, you're naturally going to be social when you're performing that. So just get good at something, because practice changes your brain. It rewires your brain. You don't transform yourself through a spiritual experience, through drugs, or through a guru. You do it through practice, deliberate practice. And you're gonna notice that your character will change. You're gonna become more serious because you're so focused. Your demeanor is gonna get more like that. And so when you snap out of it and you socialize, you're gonna have this like serious. You know how Kobe is, right? It's like that, like oh. But it's because he practices so much, it became his default state. And women find that serious demeanor attractive. So don't focus on being charismatic or interesting. Focus on being serious and good at something. And that's all. Hey, how you doing, bro? Alexis. Nice to meet you. And don't shit what you eat. Okay? But I would say that's just an attempt to fix the problem. And I don't know. I personally think that when you practice and you get good at something and people praise you for being good, it's going to change your character. You're going to be more social. It's like a kid who gets praised by his parents. That kid is going to be more open. But if that kid never gets praised from parents, it's going to get closed. So being good at something, getting praise from it, you're going to become more confident. But I'm iffy about that. I'm iffy about that. Because I don't call that core confidence. That's just a performance. Naturally, if you're at work or school and you guys know each other, it'll take like a few weeks for her to say, oh wow, he's nice. And then they're like, I hope he comes to work. And then it builds up. So it takes a few weeks. That's why cold approach pickup is not the natural way. You know? Women have projections. So if she was a good girl from her childhood, she's gonna want to express that assertive attitude that she doesn't want to express, but she'll find somebody who could express it for her. So if she was very strict, she'll date a bad boy. If she's the strict one, if she's the bad girl, she'll date a good guy. It's all about what you are suppressing, you know? So you gotta find out what the woman lacks. If she's a super nice girl, she's gonna want the assertive kind. If she doesn't have tattoos and earrings, she's gonna want a guy with tattoos and earrings, and vice versa. It's all about what's in her shadow. And if you become a reflection of her shadow, she's gonna project those emotions onto you and become attracted to you.
So, are you the type of person that believes that opposites can attract?
100% is how it is. The reason why opposites attract is because if you're somebody, just look at Elon Musk. I mean, if you're somebody who is a musician, you might date somebody who has a simple life. If you're a librarian, you might date the drug dealer. If you're a Christian girl, you might date the drug dealer too, because you're attracted to the dark side, the lone wolf, you know? So it's all about what you lack and finding somebody who you can live vicariously through them. Say it again?
If a woman likes drinking, and a lot of them do, she could potentially date a guy who doesn't drink at all.
And that guy who doesn't drink at all will like dating her because she will try to save her, you know? I mean, it's very complex, but it's very interesting, you know? What's funny is that women don't like rejection. They get aggressive. like women talk shit about men doing that, but I've noticed women get weirdly aggressive when you say no to them. It's kind of crazy.
So you guys say something like, oh, let's just be friends? Because that's what you say to us.
You can say buddy, or you can talk about a girl that you're seeing or ask her for dating advice, you know? You might think you're a 10 when you're really a 5. You know?
Well, do you think like a 10 has to only date a 10 though? Or can a 5 date a 10 too?
Bro, if a 5 dates a 10, it's gonna be a curse, because that 5 will never find another 10. And will have a hard time dating a woman at his level. You know, it's kind of like tasting the Matrix. It's better not to see it. You know, like if you date a 10, you were fucking lucky, and that's the last time that's gonna happen. And you're gonna remember that. You're gonna have a hard time getting over them. And that's why guys can't get over some women, because they thought they dated a 10. You know, you get what I'm trying to say? And also, dating a 10 causes a lot of insecurity in you, because you think you're gonna lose her, and so you become possessive. Or jealous, right? Or maybe you can't control her, so you sort of shut the fuck up and you lose your masculinity. I'm what they call the toxic dating coach. But you can follow me on Instagram, the Lexus P, or you could follow me on YouTube, Mindful Attraction 2.0 for women, and mindfulattraction.org for men. I have courses for men and women that will teach you how to get the man that you want or the woman that you want. So it is what it is.